friends, I'm so excited to be here today to talk about some more makeup with you. And today we're going to be talking about the Aspyn Ovard Cheek and Eye Palette by Tarte. Now this is a limited edition collection, so I don't know if it's still available at the time of you watching this, but as of right now, it is available on the Tarte website. I checked Ulta and Sephora, it's not available there, but if you really want it, I will go to the Tarte website immediately and pick this up if it speaks to you. It is a $39 cheek and eye palette. As you can tell, the packaging is beautiful. So let's get into it. This is the Amazonian clay formula, which, can we just take a minute? I don't know about you, but I love this formula. It blends so beautifully for me. I love the smell of it. It does have a giant mirror, so I don't know how I'm gonna... I do have photos of this on the blog. I did a little review on it and one of my top 5 favorite things of that month or that season, and this made it into it. As you can tell, if you can see, I've already hit pan on the highlights because I didn't have a highlight for a really long time. I know, what kind of like makeup lover am I if I don't have a highlight in my collection? But anyways, I didn't, and this highlight is perfect. It just, you can build it up so it's like a wha-bam highlight where you could just like, oh, glowing from within. And it's perfect. I absolutely loved it. This blush here, which is Made You Blush, can we just, I want to take a moment because the names of her palette is so cute. And I know some of them were inspired by her mom and some were inspired by her husband, which I totally love. If I ever were to make or do a collaboration with a brand and I got to name my own eyeshadow, they would totally be about my mom, my husband, my dog, my favorite coffee drink. I mean, that's just the person I am. So I totally appreciated that with what Aspyn did. If you don't know who Aspyn Ovard is, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, she's newer to me. I actually didn't know who she was until Tarte came out with this palette. So when I saw the sneak peeks of the palette, I was like, oh, I see you, Tarte. I see you. That was pretty. And they tagged her in one of the sneak peeks. So I was like, oh, I'm on Instagram. So I'm like, oh, let me see what this is. Super cute, blogger, lifestyle, all of it right there. Highlights of her life on social media. Beautiful preset feed. I believe you can order her presets. Like normal, everything I mention, anybody I mention, they'll be linked in the description box for you to check out after the video. But anyways, I found her. I think she's adorable. I follow her now, and her feed is gorgeous. The palette alone, though, is what really drew me to her, and just in general, I really enjoyed it. So let's dig into the palette and what I like about it, and we'll see at the end if you like it too. So as you can tell, I'm more fair. So the blush, which is Made You Blush right here, it is very pigmented. I put it on the first time and I was like, ooh, let's dial that back a little. But it blended out beautifully, so no worry there. It wasn't like wash your face, scratch it, gotta start all over. It was nothing like that, which I really appreciated because been there, done that, hated it. So as you can tell, the cheek portion of the palette I really enjoyed. I hit pan on the highlight. I just absolutely thought it was gorgeous. And the blush itself, I haven't hit pan on, but I really do like it. So the shades here, as we go in order, are Brilliance, High School Sweetheart, Endless Summer. Holy cow, I honestly don't think there's a shade in here I haven't used and was like, pass. Just, they blend together beautifully. The shimmers are gorgeous. The mattes are beautiful. I can swatch a couple of these for you. We'll do that first row. Brilliance, High School Sweetheart. Her and her husband were high school sweethearts, which I just think is adorable. And this Endless Summer, you guys, you're gonna love it. It is beautiful. Not a whole lot of dust kick up in this palette, which I appreciated. It didn't take work to use it, which I enjoy. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional by any means. Everything I've ever learned are from friends or here on YouTube. So not having to like work to make the palette work I appreciate it. I really appreciate when brands just, they hit the nail on the head, and I'm like, thank you. From the top down, that's Brilliance, High School Sweetheart, and Endless Summer. The way I found that these shimmers work best is if I just take my finger and I rub it in there like I'm gonna do a swatch, and then I put it straight on my lid. Just the punch that happens with it is amazing. Endless Summer, or no, not Endless Summer, Brilliance is more of a lighter. You could, if you were feeling it, put that on your brow bone, and it just gives that like little glow, like, oh, she's feeling it today. Anyway, I don't know why I keep doing it today. Oh, I need to eat. That's what it is. I'm hungry. Endless Summer was the gold shimmer, and that, man, even without spraying it, just applying it with your finger alone was amazing. I use that all the time, but if you did do a little spritz and put it on, it was like, woo! Whoa! It was awesome. I love it. I use that color all the time. You can see the little dents I have in my favorite shadows, and that's when you know, like, when you have a dent though, and don't worry about that, my card filled up right in the middle of filming. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Anyways, what I like about the shadows is they're really good on their own, they're buildable, and if you use the Max Fix Plus on it, some of those shimmers, man, they take it to a whole nother level. So the second row is Santorini, said that wrong, moving on, Sands, Heart of Gold, which I believe is named after her mother, and Road Trip. You could go easily from everyday work to let's go out with the girls, let's have a good night. We're bumping up this eyeshadow as soon as we get home, and you can do that with this palette, which I really appreciate and enjoy. So from top down, that was Santorini, said that wrong. Let's just laugh about it and move on. Heart of Gold and Road Trip. I just think it's so fun seeing all these influencers, whether they're on YouTube, Instagram, or they're bloggers, get the opportunity to collaborate with a makeup brand. Can we just like say how cool that is? If you were to make a makeup palette or a makeup and cheek palette, what would you put in it? And would it be like a neutrals palette? Would it be an all glitter palette? What would you do? Would you name the shadows after people in your life? I'm like super curious about this. I think I'll think about it, and by the end of the video, I'll tell you what I would do. And then you leave it in the comments below what kind of like makeup palette, if you were offered a collaboration with any brand, tell us what your palette would look like. What would it reflect to you? So tell me, I'm super curious. I think that would be fun. The top down, Married Life, Tea Time, and Wonderlust. Overall, thoughts on the palette. First of all, packaging was beautiful. Besides the fact that it's a pain in the butt to photograph. When I took photos of this for my blog, my 5 favorite things, oh my gosh, I had to like move stuff around the house. I had to tell my dog to go lay down in a different place. I had to like stand all like awkward, like trying to not be in the reflection, because let's be real, when you're taking photos of makeup products, like, you're not always all done up. You're just kind of potentially in your pajamas after work or something like that. I mean, maybe hypothetically. Anyways, painted the best to photograph. Love it though. Packaging, it feels sturdy. I know I can travel with this and the shadows not end up completely shattered. I travel quite frequently for my work and just for our lifestyle, and so traveling is a big deal to me. If it's not going to travel well, it's probably not going to bode well in my life. And so I really appreciate that. Altogether, obviously I hit pan on the highlight, so I like the cheek half. The blush is okay for me, my shade. It's just okay, but I loved the highlight. It was obvious, it was a gold-based highlight. That's the blush. Terrible swatch. Pardon me, not a professional. Altogether, I'm sad that this palette is limited edition, because for people who might not have known about it, or who weren't a fan of the of Aspyn to begin with, weren't one of her followers, weren't huge fans of Tarte, but you like a more everyday but buildable palette with great shimmers, wonderful matte shades, Overall, as you can tell, I'm sure, by even the beginning of the video, you knew I enjoy the palette. I would recommend it if you can still get your hands on it, or you know somebody who would let you borrow it. I genuinely think most people will enjoy this palette and will get a good share will get their use out of it, will get their money out of it, and that's a big deal. We work hard for our money. We work hard every day. We put in a lot of hours. We put in a lot of ourselves into our jobs. And you want makeup that you feel good about, that you look back and you don't regret that purchase. Yeah, sometimes there's regrets in our purchases, especially with makeup. There just are sometimes it didn't bode well with your skin tone, or it didn't bode well with the consistency of the product. But overall, we want to be proud and excited to use our makeup and just all about it. And I honestly, when I got this, I probably used it for a month and a half straight. I used the blush, I used the highlight, obviously, and I used the shadows because I was excited to do my makeup with this palette. And whether this palette does that for you or another one does, I think that's the purpose. I don't think that we should just buy makeup to have the greatest curated makeup collection of all time. I think we should buy what makes us happy, what we love. And when we do that, then we enjoy doing our makeup and we feel confident and we feel good and we're excited to go out, show off. Even if you're just at home, you work from home, do your makeup still, it makes you feel good. And I think overall that is exciting. That's what this palette did for me, and I hope it does the same for you. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm so excited that you hung around this long. If there's a palette that you absolutely love, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I absolutely enjoy, I said absolutely way too many times. Oh my goodness, Stephanie. Anyways, I enjoy reading your comments. I enjoy looking to see what makeup you're into, what palettes you're thinking about buying or not buying. I enjoy that. I enjoy getting to talk with you guys. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.